Hello, 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 hello. Hi, Betty Lloyd Vasquez. And hi, Robin. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. You guys showed up a little bit early, which is so good. I'm so glad that you're in here. And hopefully, we'll be getting more and more people in. So, tonight we will be talking about the expo meet and greet. Hi, Karen. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it as always. And while I have it on my mind, I'm going to go ahead and say hello to all the people out in YouTube and Facebook land that are watching that may not drop in the chat. Again, you are always welcome to do so. I appreciate it if you will. The more the merrier. We have fun here. So feel free, feel comfortable to come on in, drop on in, and join the chat and have some fun. And also for those of you that watch the replay, I do appreciate that as well. Thank you so much. It does support the channel, and we want to grow as quickly as possible. So I do appreciate that as well. Hi, Val. Hi, Mary Brown. Hi, Becky. How are all of you guys doing? And thank you so much for dropping in. Hi, Terry. How you doing? So we're getting people popping in. Hi, Ann. How you doing? Thanks for dropping in. I'm getting all of the crew is here. And Karen, you sound good. Enjoyed your video on your trip. Shall I say Outback? You guys were so fun to watch. We were at Olive Garden, but Outback is good too. I will be, as the title says, I will be giving some highlights of the meet and greet that we did uh, during the expo time, and we did have a good time. And you said, how was it? I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. So, few more minutes, and then we will get started with today's conversation. And again, I am going to be talking about the meet and greet and a few other things. Let me get this up here. Hope that don't go. Anyway, had to get that in place for my little slide presentation I have. And you say, oh, sorry, Olive. Yeah, it was Olive Garden that we went to. That was a consensus. It actually worked out fine. I don't know what all places we had available, but there were people from the area that made the recommendation, and it did turn out quite well. So, um, matter of fact, to our surprise, since we didn't have a reservation because we didn't know how many people actually were going to be there for the group. We were unable to make a reservation. So once we got together, we discussed where we were going. And once we got there, we were able to be seated within, I would say, 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes max. So that was really good. It turned out really well. We didn't have to sit and wait or anything like that. Hi, Jenny. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. So I'm glad that whoever made that choice, made that suggestion, actually made a really good suggestion because it worked out well for all of us. And we were all able to be seated together at one table. And again, like I said, it didn't take very long to do so. So that turned out well. And again, like I said, I'm going to talk about it. And hopefully next year, I'm sure they're going to have it again. I think they have it every year. I think I guess he was one of the sponsors of the expo itself, the entire expo, mentioned that they had done it 30 years or 31 years consecutively. So it's something that they obviously have been doing for quite a while. And so I'm pretty confident that it will be again next year. So with that in mind and that said, you guys plan ahead and hopefully we can have even a larger turnout of the what is it now? The social society crew. That be that be us, that be us, that be us. The social society crew. And so hopefully we'll have a nice turnout. And of course we have Baroque Sewing and Craft people as well to join us. And there's quite a few sharing. So one's the people that watch Jeanette watch me, and those that watch me watch Jeanette. So it turns out to be a pretty good working relationship, and we're really happy about that. So I'm going to again wait a few more minutes, and then we will hop right into it because I want to show you some pictures and talk about what we saw and what we did and the expo and what my expectation and what actually happened and bargains and this, that, and the other and all that kind of stuff. So hi Marissa, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by. And Robin, I sure hope I hope you'll be able to go next year as well. Especially, I mean, you're quilting and it's the sewing quilt, but to be honest about it, it's the quilting quilt. That's how I saw it. It was the quilting quilt. So it was a lot of quilting and sewing, of course, but not a lot of embroidery, which was a little disappointing to me. But it was definitely a quilting expo. And send me a design of that, and I can make T-shirts for all of us. Okay, that works. The Social Society crew. Um, So, what time is it? 8:07. I'm going to give it to 8:10, 3 more minutes, and then I will hop on and start showing you some of the pictures and stuff. I didn't take a lot of pictures, unfortunately, but how many of you actually got a chance to see my little 6-minute video that I put up? It was very impromptu. I wanted to do a live on Thursday when I got there, and with all of the machinery and I guess the way the building is, um, I couldn't get internet. I could not get internet. I tried, I tried, I tried. I could not get the bars. I connected to the expo Wi-Fi. It didn't work. Could not get anything. So unfortunately, I was not able to do the video at the expo itself. And so I didn't even try. Well, I take it back. I did try again on Friday. It didn't work. So the only time I was actually able to do any kind of video at all was Friday once we got to the restaurant. And we were so much into the giddy of getting together and chit-chatting and laughing and talking and having a good time that um, didn't do a lot of videoing. And it was actually Jeanette's night for her live, and I did not want to take away from her time. So I just put in on a little quick video and got off so she could get do her thing because she was mad. She said I was stealing her thunder. Miss Shirley got on the same time I got on, and she know that ain't right. That ain't fair. She ain't supposed to be doing that. But that's okay. In Jeanette's voice. And you said, Robin, you said you saw it. Mary, you saw it. Ann saw it. Marissa saw it. And hi, Pearl. How you doing? And hi, everyone. So glad I hadn't missed your video. Okay, good. I'm glad most of you all have seen the video. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and log on and see and watch it. That was too funny. It was it was funny. It was funny. Karen, you saw it. So everybody pretty much saw it. And like I said, if you haven't seen it, just go ahead. It's just 6 minutes, real short, no big deal. I just wanted to say hi to everybody and let everybody know that I was thinking of you guys and what we were doing and all of that and a quick video. So it is 8:10. So I am going to go ahead and get officially started. And I'm going to put up these few little pictures that I do have, and talk about it and go in depth as much as possible about the expo itself. So let me get started with the pictures. So there I am in a serger class, and fun moments, Sew Quilt Expo meet and greet. And if you look at my shirt, I have a logo that I put on there. Well, I don't want to say it's a logo. It's just something that I created, and I think it says Social Society Crew, the Social Society Crew, and underneath it says General Manager. I just wanted to put something on, and the jacket that I have on the back of it, I stitched out. So too we begin embroidery. So I had to represent, which was a good thing because people were asking me questions about my channel and everything. So I got a chance to pass out my cards and all of that. And I should have gotten paid because I actually started working while I was there at the Brother booth. Um, Let me show you the next slide. Well, this slide here was before the Brother booth. This was on Friday morning. Well, actually, it wasn't before the Brother booth, but I'll back up. But this one is Friday morning when Jeanette and I had a class together. And as it says, we are trying to learn serging. So it was supposed to be, I think it was the name of it was the anatomy of a serger machine, I think is what the name of it was. Now, I have to admit, I didn't think it was much of an anatomy. It did give a little bit about the different things, the different parts, but not a lot. I don't think we did have a project to do a pillow, and it was supposed to have been an additional project, but I've never been to a class where you have multiple people with multiple skills that everybody is able to complete the project, which again is what happened. Now, Jeanette will tell you that she could not finish her project because Miss Shirley talks too much. We were sitting next to each other. She said she ain't sitting next to me no more. Well, that is not 100% the truth. And I told her that I couldn't finish my project because she was too busy taking pictures. So we were taking pictures and we were chit chatting instead of doing our work. And I think we got pretty much done with the pillow. There were some things that we did learn. We learned how to do some piping, which I had never done before, where we actually put the cord inside the material and serged it. We actually put a zipper in, which I had not done with a serger machine before. Didn't I did not quite get that correct, but it was a learning experience. And then we created a bow of some type. I'm not going to show you what I did because I didn't finish it, and I think it looks a hot mess. Um, and I didn't iron anything, and I didn't finish it, but it had good potentials. It really did. It had good potentials to turn out to be really good. And if my zipper had not been messed up, um, I think it would have turned out really, really well. But the zipper part, the way they were telling us to put it in, didn't make a lot of sense, and it didn't go in right. But anyway, I'm in the process of turning this right now and see if it's going to look decent enough for me to put it on here to show you. Yeah, I got some bad spots on here, which I kind of figured it wasn't perfect by no means. But when you're in the learning process of something that you haven't done before and you don't really have a one-on-one situation, um, it makes it hard. And right here at this corner, I messed up and I didn't finish with the zipper. But the part that I wanted to show, and I'll show this again because you're not going to see it in this little bitty thing, was this thing in the middle, which she called a bow. And then, of course, the zipper on the back, which I got in, but I didn't get the top part right. So, anyway, and then the piping, I don't know if you can actually see the piping part that was put in. So I thought that was pretty neat to do those kinds of skills with this particular class. And it was from 8:30 to 11:30. And I know we had to have had at least 15 or more people in there. So that was kind of fun. And Marina, you said, looks like you guys had a blast. It's too funny. It was funny because like I said, we were too busy talking to each other and laughing, taking pictures and all of that stuff. So the next time we will have to take classes and sit far away from each other so we can be good students and pay better attention. So this, um, as I'm saying, here are some highlights. Now, you see a picture of me and you see a picture of Val, and then in the middle is a picture of a young lady named Alexis. Now, this young lady is a brother educator, and I met her just, I went up there to the brother kiosk where they had a 10 needle machine, and she and a gentleman was standing up by the 10 needle machine. So I went up there and introduced myself and started running my mouth as I normally do. And so the guy asked me if well, no, I told him I had the machine. So of course he started asking me questions. Do you like it? How easy it is? This, that, and the other, so forth and so on. So I had to go into my salesperson spiel and give all the features and benefits and talk about the machine and what it does and how easy it is and how easy it is to learn, how you can do this, that, and the other, on it, on and on. So the young lady just stood back and let me do my thing. And so more people came up and more people started asking me questions. And I continued to do my thing and pretty much was selling the machines and everything, which was just a normal thing for me to do since I have the gift of gab and I don't meet strangers. And I've always been in sales. And so it was a very comfortable situation to do. But she was very, very sweet and she loved it. She and I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry to take you." She said, "Oh, no, no, girl, go on about your business. You do your thing. I'm enjoying it." So I don't know how many more sales she made after that one gentleman. He did buy, but I don't know if anybody else bought because I did finally excuse myself because I said I don't need to be taking over her spot. And plus the fact she getting paid and I ain't. So let her do her thing. But her name is Alexis Galloway. And you guys may be familiar with her, some of you, because she does have a site. It is called Sew, SEW, Sweet Academy. And I was familiar with her site, even though I had not really joined her academy or anything like that, but I had seen her site before. And she is an embroidery coach. And um, she's on Facebook and TikTok and YouTube and all of that stuff like that. She does have a Facebook group, but she does mainly her academy where she does her coaching. She does have a membership where you can join and then have access to numerous tutorial videos, private coaching sessions, and the like. So if you're interested in her in finding out more about her, she is So Sweet Academy and a very, very nice young lady. I was very much impressed with her. And again, she is a brother educator, so she does work for brother. And I don't know if she travels a lot or what she does because I even forgot to ask where she's located. She just happened to be there at the expo, and so we had a good time. And I came back, of course. I met her on the picture that you see was Friday, because Val was there on Friday, but I actually met her that Thursday. And that's when I did my first sales uh, job with her, with the gentleman that bought a machine and so forth and so on. And then on Friday, I came back to talk to her because she was going to give me her business card, which she did. And again, chit chatting and people coming up and so forth and so on. So I had to drag myself away. Matter of fact, Jeanette had to drag me away because they were waiting on me to get together to go to dinner, and I'm too busy running my mouth talking to her. Jeanette said, "So you up here working again?" So that was interesting, and a lot of fun. And so right after that, we got together Friday night. We are ready to go. We got together and took these shots where the group that was there that met up, and it turned out to be 11 of us total. And we took the group shot together. And as you can see, it looks like that we're really getting into it and having fun and laughing. And we started off laughing from that moment on, and continued to do that throughout the night. And we stayed. We actually left that area where we met up at and found out that they were doing a drawing, the final drawing, because they were closing up for the night. Saturday was the next day. This was Friday. And they were closing up for the night, and they were doing their drawing because they had um, when you first come in to register, they give you a ticket to put in this big turning barrel. And at the end of each day, they would pull out some names and give away some items, some sewing machines and stuff. And they had some grand prizes. Don't know what they were, but they had a lot of nice stuff to give away. So everybody would converse, because if you're not there, you don't get it. They'll keep drawing until they draw a name of somebody that's actually there. And I know Jeanette was astonished to see this lady. She likes telling it. She told us on her live that while we were standing there uh, watching and waiting, hopefully for our names to be called, this one lady was sitting in a scooter, and her name happened to be called. And you would think that she would have somebody go up there and get the ticket, or have them bring it to her because she couldn't get up. Whatever. That woman hopped her behind up off that scooter and darted herself up there to that stage. And mind you, that was a good sprint. She got through that line and got up there to that stage and got that sewing machine and carried it back in her hand back to her scooter. Jeanette was so impressed. She said, "It's a miracle. It's a miracle." She could not get over it. It was too funny. She was so outdone, this woman, sitting herself up in the doggone scooter, and she's able to run up there to that stage like that. Now that's not right. Um, so, Deborah, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. And hi, Simone. How you doing? Hi, Marina. How are you? And yeah, we did have a blast. Let me see who else dropped in. Um, don't be surprised if brother wants you to be an ambassador for them. You know, that would work. I won't be mad. That would work. And Val, you said Alexis from Augusta. Okay, good. She's from Augusta, GA, I'm assuming. And Pearl, you said you found her on Facebook during the lockdown. Okay. And Marissa, Alexis is very knowledgeable about the Brother Machine. She has a live most Sunday and she has an academy. Okay, so you guys are familiar with her. Well, she is a very sweet person. I was thoroughly impressed with this young lady, and yeah, she does have her Sunday live, and she does have her academy. So if you guys are interested in it, you might want to look her up if you're not familiar with her, and support her as well. And yeah, it was funny. I tell you, Marissa and Robin, that was a highlight. That kind of pumped us up for the next go. So the next picture, Friday night, we are lit. Now none of us got lit with libation. We all had some. Most people had some. Some people stuck with the non-alcoholic beverages, but most people had some um, libation. But this is us sitting at the table looking at menus, and the gentleman is standing there taking our order. Now, this gentleman, and I won't call his name, he had a tragedy, unfortunately, but really wasn't his fault. But it kind of was funny, not too funny, especially for Val, unfortunately, because she kind of suffered from his misfortune. Um, we, like I said, people ordered their libations and stuff, and it was several people that had alcoholic beverages and what have you. And he professionally brought the tray of drinks back to the table and was standing right behind Val in the process of passing the drinks out. And he reached over to hand Val her drink, and the whole tray toppled over with all of the drinks on it. And it had to be at least 9 or 10 drinks on there. And they all went crashing to the floor. That did not hit Val and waste all over her hair and her back and her shirt and what have you, and all over him as well, all over the floor, glass and everything like that. So it was like, yeah, oh no, he was thoroughly embarrassed, but we tried our best to not make him feel too bad because crap happens. Nobody got all bent out of shape. We was like, that's the way it goes. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. That's one of the main reasons why I never ever became a waitress, because I would have done that on multiple occasions. I would have had food and drinks all over everybody because I know I'm clumsy. That would not have worked. And he came back and he got himself all cleaned up and changed his clothes because he said he reeked of alcohol and what have you. But he came back and apologized and profusely apologized. And of course, we told him not to worry. We weren't upset, no big deal, so forth and so on. And the restaurant did comp Val, which I was trying my best to figure out a way to get him to comp us all. I told him I was traumatic, I was traumatized. I had to clutch my pearls. Oh my goodness. I just can't believe it. None of that worked. But they didn't hear me when I was saying that. I should have waited until the manager came and then put my act on, but I decided to behave, so I didn't. But uh, Jeanette and I both were on the same wavelength. We were trying to figure out how to get the whole meals comped, but it didn't happen. But unfortunately, the young man, I guess he was too embarrassed. He didn't come back and finish waiting on us. They sent somebody else because we were going to tip him really well. Um, you know, it wasn't his fault. Stuff happens, but that was the beginning of our night. But it went uphill from there. We didn't have any more accident. The food was pretty good. I think most people enjoyed their food. I think so. Most people enjoyed their drinks and stuff. And we laughed and we talked and it was a lot of fun. And then of course you guys know that we got on the live, and Jeanette was telling people, because I think we got there around 6 or so, and didn't go live to 8. And Jeanette was telling people to eat slowly, so we could be there for the 8 o'clock live. And people just kind of gobbled it down, I guess, because we all were hungry. We all were hungry. But anyway, we ate and drank, and Jeanette said nobody wanted dessert, nobody wanted coffee. I had coffee. and because she was trying to keep people there long enough so she could get her live in and everything like that. But we managed to get in a little bit, and then we of course got up and left because we had taken up the table for 2 whole hours, and we could have stayed another whole hour if we had really wanted to. But several people had to go to work. Um, the next day or get home to the kids and so forth and so like that. And Marina said you were reaching for your inner Sanford and Son moment. Yes, yeah, I was. I was definitely trying to come up with something that was going to work to get us some free food. but I decided to behave myself and didn't go there and did not go there. But I'm known to go there. So that was, and then here is Jeanette down at the end. And as it says, we were at Olive Garden in Fredericksburg, Virginia, getting ready to order dinner. We were 11 strong, and hopefully next year we will be even stronger. So that is the hopes that more of you guys will be able and willing to come to the expo, if for no other reason than to get together for the dinner, because the meet and greet part was what I was the most excited about. The expo, and I'll talk a little bit about the expo itself, but the meet and greet part was what my excitement was all about, to get a chance to meet you guys, to have a face to face, put a name and a face together, and you guys can actually see me. You see my face, but you actually can see me and talk to me. And it was so interesting and funny, I thought, because everybody kept saying they thought I was tall. I'm 5 feet 2 inches tall. Ain't nothing tall about me at all. And I kept hearing people saying, I thought you were tall. I thought you were tall. You look tall. I'm not tall. I'm short. And Jeanette's short. We're some short people. So, but anyway, hopefully we will have a huge turnout next year, and we'll know about it early enough to actually to definitely make reservations and to make sure that we can accommodate everybody, because we got lucky this year that we could seat 11 people at the last minute. And next year, if we can have 20 people or more, that would be wonderful. And then, of course, if we have that many people, we definitely are going to have to do um, a call ahead reservation at some place, and to get together, to meet people, talk to each other, exchange cards and phone numbers and emails and all of those kinds of things, so we can fellowship there, and then continue the relationship as we go forward with our community. Hi, Tisha. How you doing? You just finished your embroidery IQ designer class. Well, that's good. You can keep us posted on everything. And Tisha Banks, Miss Banks was there as well. I don't think we have a picture that actually shows her, but she's sitting. She's there. I put it that way. And Val, you said it was really a good time. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I thoroughly enjoyed meeting everybody, and I know that people are going to keep popping in and out and stuff. So I'll go through these pictures again a little later for those that may have come in late and not didn't get a chance to see all of the pictures. But and I do know that, well, I don't know. I think Jeanette from Morocco's Sewing and Craft has even more pictures, and she'll be able to show some of the show some of her pictures probably on her Friday live. And hi, Latasha, how you doing? And first time catching your live. Well, I'm so glad you were able to catch this live. I do appreciate you stopping in. Everybody is welcome. So thank you for stopping by. And we were just talking about the sewing and quilting expo that several of us attended this past weekend, and giving some of the highlights of all of that. So now that I've shown you the pictures and stuff that we did, let me tell you a little bit about the expo itself. Now, for me, this was my first time going. So I did not have a frame of reference of what the expectation should have been or anything like that. Now, I have been to big vendor displays and stuff like that in my life because that was part of what I did for a living, but I had never uh, gone to this particular expo. Now, I was expecting to get bargains. I don't know why, but I was expecting to get bargains. And even Jeanette agreed. Matter of fact, she was the first one to bring it up, that she felt like things were priced really high, especially the notions. And they were. There weren't any bargains as far as notions were concerned. There may have been a few places that had thread, reasonable thread, but it wasn't your name brand thread like Floriani and Madeira and even Candle or Exquisite. None of those name brand threads were there. Sophie was there, but they barely had any thread at all. You had to order stuff. They had a few things. They had a few things of thread, and they had a few things of stabilizers, but they weren't, in my opinion, a bargain. I went there with the hopes and thought that I was going to be able to find Christmas fabric before upcoming so long that I will be talking about a little later. That was my hope, that I would go and I knew they had a lot of people selling fabric, so I said, oh good, I should be able to find some really cute Christmas material at a decent price. Not There was only one vendor that had Christmas fabric, and she didn't have a lot to offer. And of course, this being a quilting venture, most of the fabric that she had was a yard or less. And so, even though I saw one piece that I really liked and I asked her if she had more, I guess she wasn't interested enough to try to sell it to me because she left and went to do something else and never came back. And so I left, and the fabric was not inexpensive. It was $12.50 a yard, which you can get $12.50 a yard at home. And on sale, you can get $12.95 a yard on sale at Joann's and save some money. They did not have anything, um, but the there wasn't anything to choose from, so I didn't get any fabric from her, which I didn't really see anything. I only saw that one piece that I was interested in buying. Um, and it wasn't enough. So that was unfortunate for me. And so as far as other things that I looked at, I did not see a bargain in the prices. Now I did purchase some fabric from the Soul Creative Lounge, and I am familiar with them, and some of you guys may be familiar with them as well. Soul Creative Lounge, and of course, they are on YouTube, Facebook. They have tutorials and classes as well, and they have a subscription that you can join. And they specialize in African print. And I knew that they were going to be there, but I didn't put two and two together until I actually got there. And I said, oh, I know about you guys. And had not really done any of their classes or anything, just saw them online and kind of looked at some of the stuff. And I bought material from them, which was kind of interesting because I stopped by their booth on Thursday, and I saw this pattern of some really cute pants that I wanted to make, and I bought the pattern. And the fabric that I wanted to make it in was the fabric that they were showing the sample, and they didn't have any more of it. So I did manage to find some other suitable fabric because I didn't want anything to just be loud because African print can be loud. And if I'm going to make a dress or something, I don't mind. But I didn't want these loud pants on. And they were kind of cargo pants, baggy pants. And I said, that's the last thing. I'm short. I'm thick. I don't need big, baggy, loud prints at the bottom. I need this more quiet, subdued black and white print. But they didn't have it. So I bought the other fabric. Went back on Friday with Miss Val, and bam, there they had the fabric. I was like, wait a minute, you guys didn't tell me you were going to have more fabric today, but they did. So what did I do? I bought that fabric too. So now I got two big bolts of fabric, of African fabric, and haven't got a clue what I'm going to do with the first bolt that I bought, but I will be making the black and white pants at some point. And of course, my daughter bought fabric, and I said, well, you can borrow my pattern. Um, mm, she made it known. Well, Mama, I can't sew. You the one got to make. I'm like, I'm thinking you gonna learn how to make your pants. She's like, that ain't working. So anyway, that was all I bought. I bought two bolts of African fabric and a bottle of Ethereal Magic because I hadn't been able to find any here at Walmart, Joann. Um, Somewhere else I went, Hobby Lobby. I couldn't find it, so I just bought it because they had it. It was a few extra dollars. It wasn't as inexpensive as I could have gotten it at Joann or even Walmart, but I went on and bought it, so I had it. It's out the way. But I didn't buy anything else because I did not think it was. Oh, what the devil happened on that one? I didn't think that it was reasonably priced. Now, I'm looking, Floriani was not there. No. Um, and Tisha, you said the expo has changed a lot. There were not as many vendors there that used to be there. Okay. And she also said you always went and purchased thread, stabilizers, bobbins, rulers, and everything was reasonably priced. And I guess that was before the pandemic because that was not the case. Pearl, that expo is centered around quilters, and the embroidery expo comes to Charlotte, North Carolina, around April. And yes, it is definitely um, quilting is their forte because it was tons of people selling fabric that was already cut into fat quarters and squares and all of that kind of stuff for people to put quilts together. All of that stuff was very dominant and all of that. So it definitely played towards the quilter. Now, there were embroidery machines because Foff was there, Janome was there, Brother was there, Bernina was there, but Bernina was focusing on quilting as well. They didn't have the big Bernina. Well, take that back. There was a store there that represented Bernina, but they weren't Bernina. So when I spoke to him, he said, I'm not Bernina. I don't even have that machine in my store. I focus on quilting, and that's what he had. Now, he had other machine, embroidery machine, but he did not have the big new Bernina machine. Um, so what other machine shop was there? I know it was Foff. Husqvarna and Foff was there. Um, the brand new Renita Joy was there. Now, what I did discover, the machines, at least what I found out that I looked at, that's where the money was saved. They had, for instance, my dream machine, which is the Brother in Brilliance 3. I love that machine and would love to have that machine. and that is a $20,000 machine. They were selling that machine for 11,500. So I thought, and that was with everything. That you had a rolling cage, you had hoops, you had everything. They threw in the kitchen sink with that, and it was 11,500. That was, yeah. I was talking. I had mentioned that to my husband. He said, "Yeah, if you were balling, you would have come home with that." I said, "Honey, please, I would have been calling you, telling you to come help me get this out the car, because it would have definitely gone in the backseat, in the trunk of my car before I left." But wasn't meant to be. Maybe next time. But yeah, that the machines were the big ticket items. I put it that way. I think the big ticket items were the ones that had the biggest sales. Now, I wasn't there on Saturday, so I don't know what the prices turned out being on Saturday, because Jeanette said that the last day is usually when the prices goes down, because that's what people were waiting on to shop on Saturday, because people didn't want to take all this inventory back, so they would drop prices and stuff. And so hopefully they did that, and the people that were there shopping on Saturday got some bargains, which means that next year I will not be going the first day. I will not be going on Thursday. I will be going like Friday and Saturday. We have our dinner Friday night, and then I'm there Saturday, so I'll be spending Friday night and Saturday night, because I'm not going to do Thursday, because for me Thursday was a bust. It was a waste of time for me. That's the day we traveled in. We were only there for a few hours, and then that was it. So I would prefer going in on a early Friday, maybe even a Wednesday night, not a Wednesday night, Thursday night, and be there all day Thursday, all day Friday, and all day Saturday, and catch the Saturday sales. Hopefully that there will be some Saturday sales. And maybe, as Tisha was saying, they will have more vendors there. I don't know, but hopefully so. And Leslie, you said, "Hi, Leslie. Thanks for stopping by." And you were saying, as Tisha stated, Expo has changed since the pandemic. Missouri Star Quilter wasn't even there the year that you went. Missouri Star Quilter was there one year that you went. And Pearl Graphic Pro Expo, um, that would be a good one to go to. I don't know when that is. Excuse me. Because I think that would have more vendors there. That would be something that would work for embroiders, because I'm sure it would be sublimation and excuse me, got a tickle in my throat. Sublimation, DTF, HTVs, embroidery, stuff like that at a Graphic Pro Expo. So that probably would be a good one to go to. And Tisha, you were saying Brother, Baby Lock, Bernina, Red Line, Foff, and there would be Vogue Fabrics and other selling. Yeah. So that would be good. That would be good. And Leslie, one year you went loaded up on thread, stabilizing notes. So you the thread girl, because you won thread. While you were there, you won you some Sulky thread. So they had, I think she did a bingo with Sulky and won a nice package of thread. Their variegated thread, which is not cheap. At Joanne, the variegated Sulky thread is like $10 a spool. And you got like 10 of them, I think. Cause quite a few. But anyway, you did a big haul on that. So that was good. Um, Hi Christian, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. So yeah, with that, uh, and thank you for stopping by, and do the rewatch, and be sure that you rewatch and respond, because I will be talking about the sew along in a little bit. And Leslie, you still have some of the water soluble stabilizer, and yes, that was $70 worth of thread. Yeah, yeah, that was a good haul on the thread that you got. that you got, because their thread is not, that variegated thread costs even more than the regular thread, and the regular thread is not cheap, but the variegated thread, because I got 6 spools of variegated sulky variegated thread a few weeks back when Joanne had to buy 3 get 3. They do that every so often. So I bought 3 spools of the variegated thread, which was $30, because $10 a piece. But then you got 3 more spools, so you end up getting it, instead of paying $10 a spool, you paid $5 a spool. So it made it worth it for me. So I ended up with 6 spools of variegated thread. So I was quite happy with that. So uh, anytime those sales come on and you're looking for, I would not buy Joann's thread unless it's on sale, because I think that thread is pretty expensive. You can get you can get some good thread a little cheaper than what they normally sell it for, um, if you catch their sales. So what else about the expo? Um, oh, the food court. The food court. Eh, don't go expecting to have a good meal. Um, you know, the good thing that they did, you buy soda, you get free refill all day. Yeah, that was good. So didn't mind buying it. So I actually didn't know that, and I bought a small drink, which worked out fine because I was able to refill it and have another small drink to carry with me as I walked through the exhibit. So that worked out fine for me with that, instead of spending that extra money for a large one, which would have turned to water. So that worked out. I did not know that when I bought it, but when I paid for it, that's what the lady at the cash register told me: free refill with my cup all day long. um, I had chicken tenders and some fries and a drink. It was $15. Average, not nothing. I didn't cry over that. That's an average price. What I was disappointed with, I asked about a hamburger because they were selling hamburgers and hot dogs and pizza, the small individual pizza. They weren't cooking anything per se. It wasn't like they had a grill in the back and doing their thing. They were, I think, preheating stuff in the mic. Well, they did have a rotisserie for the hot dogs. I saw that. I don't know how they were doing the hamburger patties, but I asked about the hamburger, and the gentleman told me, because I wanted lettuce and tomatoes. That's the only way I eat hamburgers, if you putting lettuce and tomatoes on, and they didn't have any. So I'm like, that ain't no burger. That's a piece of bread and some meat. No, mm-mm. He said, well, only condiments you have is the one that's out there, which was the little package of mustards and ketchup. I don't even think they had mayo, and pickle relish. They didn't have real, that's not a hamburger. So I had this chicken tenders. They weren't bad. They were good. The French fries were not good. Um, so just think about it. As far as your pocket is concerned, when you go into the expo, just to think about it. The other thing that I thought was a little bit disconcerting with me was the price that I paid, because I paid online ahead, and there obviously was a misunderstanding as to how I understood it, because I thought that I had bought tickets for 2 people for the expo entirety in one class. And when we got there, I had to buy my daughter's ticket, and we could only do 2 days. So even if I had wanted to stay for Saturday, I would have to spend more money. I was not happy about that, because it was over $100, and if it's supposed to be a $10 entrance, but you get 2 guests, that's just $30, and then the class was $30. I'm paying over $100. What did I pay for? And then I had to pay another $20 when I got there. Hmm. I didn't quite understand that, and I didn't get a chance to go back up there and talk to the lady to get some further clarification. And one of the things was that you got this bag, and I'm thinking it was a good $5 bag. I'm thinking it's a goodie bag. They meant just what they said, a bag. Wasn't nothing in the bag. I'm like, you all don't even have a pen, a pad, a magnet, nothing. Just a bag. They just give you a bag. It's a souvenir bag. It's got the expo, whatever on it and stuff, which I guess is okay because you put your stuff in it and all of that. But I was just kind of surprised. I was kind of surprised. Good night, Marina. Hi, see you next time. You take care. And so, price wise, pay attention to the price when you sign up to make sure that you know what you're paying for and what you're getting. And if it's like next year, if it's like it was this year, don't expect for the prices to be less than what you can pay for at home. Because if you buy stuff at home and catch sales, you're going to save money versus going to the expo trying to buy notions and fabric and stuff like that. If you're going to get big ticket items, then I think that's a good bargain. But go to the expo for the fun of it, for meeting people, for networking, and of course for our meet and greet, which makes it all worthwhile. So that was the highlight of the expo for me, was meeting everybody and having a good time. And so I definitely will go again next year for that purpose specifically. So it was Sophie's blendable thread that she won. Okay, you won 10 spools of the blendable thread. And I think the blendable and the variegated is similar because that's what it looked like to me, but I guess maybe it was different. And you say you went to the Graphic Pro Expo last year that was in North Carolina and had lots of embroidery machines. Eve from Baby's Booty was there presenting, and she had a meetup later. Okay, that would be cool to do that. That would be cool. Matter of fact, the lady Alexis that I met, the brother educator, she told me that she had gone to, and that might have been the same one. She said she went to one in North Carolina and met up with Eve, and they hung out and talked and everything. So that's pretty cool. And then you, Val, you said all the quilt shows you've gone to have had only had high price snack food, so it was the average quilts. Yeah, yeah, which is being expected. Like I said, I as far as the food and stuff is concerned, wasn't no big deal to me. You don't really expect for it to be that high quality food. And the only reason I mentioned that is because we did not know exactly where we were going to go eat because we did not have a reservation. And I know Jeanette had mentioned at some point about eating at the concession stand, and I was not for that at all. And after having lunch with her, because she and I had lunch together, that's when I got my chicken tenders and stuff, and she got a pretzel, which she didn't like. I knew that that was not something that I wanted to do. I wanted to go, and like I told her, I said I want to go to a sit down dinner, get waited on, and get me a drink. That's what I want. So, and that's what we did. So it turned out fine, and that's what we'll do next year. And so Leslie, you said the Graphic Expo was where they introduced the Caesar Juliet and previewed the Caesar Romeo. And lots of YouTube influencer Katrina, Angela B, Patrice from Craftable Things and stuff. That now see that's what I want to go to. So I have to keep my mind. Hey, hey Eve, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. And you said you're glad you got to go and meet Alexis. Yes, I did. And she mentioned you. And yes, meeting folks was definitely a highlight of all the expos. Yes, it is. And so I was thoroughly just ecstatic, like I said, to meet the people. We had a decent crowd. I don't know exactly when you popped in or were you listening, but we went out to dinner Friday night of the expo, and we had 11 people strong at our dinner table. So I was quite happy. And Jeanette from Baroque Sewing and Craft, she and I both were there. So we were sharing our viewers there. So she had people, I had people. We had people that we interchange and work with. And so it was a really good time meeting everybody, laughing, and all of that. And with that being said, before I go to my next segment, I'm going to go and show the pictures again that I took from the expo and put them up. And let me get this off. And so quickly, uh, the fun moments, sewing a quilt. This is me in the class, in one of the classes that I took, and took it with Jeanette from Baroque Sewing and Crafts. She and I were sitting next to each other. We will not do that again because I talk too much, she said, and I told her she takes too many pictures. So we weren't paying attention to the instructor. So we kind of screwed up our project. But anyway, that such as life. And so there's Alexis. So we got a chance to meet her at the brother booth and talk to her. And she's a really sweet person. And I've introduced her to everybody, and they hopefully will at least say hi to her on her Facebook and what have you. And there's a group of us that met up together and before we got ready to go out. Now I'm gonna tell you, I have to share this. My daughter-in-law, that gummit, and I told her, I said, you got jokes, girl. I sent the picture out I have a little text group of family members that I sent the picture that we text back and forth. So I sent the picture out to the text group, and of course, she and my son are on there. And she's gonna send back and call us the doggone old lady. She said we were at the old lady gangs convention. I was like, girl, you need to quit. You need to quit. But that's okay. We had a fun. Old lady gang or not. We had a good time. No big deal. And here we are at Olive Garden where we got together and in the process of ordering our meals and stuff. And there's Miss Banks with the pink hat on. She's there. I thought we had taken a picture of her. But anyway, several people sitting there. My daughter is there, sitting there with the kind of a burgundy hair and what have you. And then there is Jeanette sitting. I'm at the head at one end, and Jeanette's the head at the other end. Not because we thought we needed to be at the head. That had nothing to do with. We're both left-handed. So we have to sit where we're not going to knock people out with our left arm. So we always have to either sit at the end. We got to sit at the end somewhere. We can't sit in the middle. We have to sit at the end because if we sit in the middle, we're going to be knocking elbows with other people. So that's one reason why she went down there and I went to the other end so we could sit and not disturb everybody else. So those are the pictures that I had. And I do have a very short video that I put up where we actually did a live while we were at the restaurant. Mine is about six minutes, and I think Jeanette is 16 minutes because it was actually her night to do her Friday night live, and she told me that I was infringing on her time, and so she was like, "Yeah, Miss Shirley." Uh, Jumping in on my time, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, you're right. Let me get off." I just wanted to say hi, and actually, um, I I tried to take it out, but in some places it still showed up where I said special guest for tonight. which we do turn out to have a special guest, which Eve has joined us, which I was not aware. And I didn't know she was going to join us. So I'm so grateful and thankful that she did. But Jeanette was going to join us tonight. And when I say join, she's always here in the chat. But she actually was going to come on live where we could actually see her and talk and all of that. But she did put out an announcement. I don't know how many of you all got a chance to see her announcement. Jeanette just got a promotion on her job. And with that being said, she's doing some other things. And her new job, I don't know if it's the new part or the old part or whatever, but she told me that she wasn't going to be able to come on tonight and do the live with me um, um, because she's traveling for her job. So that's why my special surprise guest, is not my special surprise guest tonight. Because when I sent her the invite to come, that's when she said, "Oh, Miss Shirley, I'm so sorry, I'm not going to be able to do it because she's not available." So maybe next time we'll get a chance to bring her on, and maybe at some point when Eve is not too busy, I'll be able to bring her on as well. That would be so wonderful if and when she ever has time and willing to do so. I certainly would have extended that invitation. So that is pretty much what I have to say about the Sewing and Quilt Expo, Fredericksburg. Well, thank you, Eva. I appreciate that. The Sewing and Quilt Expo that was in Fredericksburg, Virginia this past weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And again, like I said, we should hopefully plan early enough so more people can come and we can pump the number from 11 to hopefully 20 or more, where we can actually meet more people and really have a wonderful time. So the next thing on the agenda is to talk about this sew along, y'all. Now, next Wednesday, the 11th, is our date. Now, I'm asking everybody that does want to do this sew along to please go on to my community page and make sure that you read any of the messages that I put on there. And um, so we can be um, on the same page with everything. And I need everybody that wants to participate to give me at least your email. If you don't give me your phone number, I need to have your email because I need to have a way to invite you. I can't put you into the sew along if where you will be part of the group. If I can't send out an invite, you won't be able to get on. So I need your email or your phone number or both, whichever one you're willing to share. But I need to have something from you. And yeah, please, thank you, Leslie, I was reading for the likes. Yes, I need the likes. I need the thumbs up. Everybody, please do the thumbs up. I appreciate that. And there's 22 people in here watching, but I know there are many, many more out there that don't come into the chat because I always have 50, 60, 70 people that turn out that have watched. So thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Need those thumbs up, you guys. So please put the thumbs up in here. I appreciate it. And Karen, you saying, did you get my email? I think I know I have Leslie, I have Karen, I have Marina, I have Tisha, I have, who else do I have? Val, I have you, Robin, I think have you, Robin. And I think you said that you're not going to be able to do it live. But I do need your information, even if you guys aren't going to do it live, but you want to be a participant. I still need your information because this is going to be a private um, project. It's not going to be out here public for the world to see. It's just going to be our private group of people that will be meeting together. And I need to know, because if I have more than 10 people, I'm going to do Zoom. If I have 10 or less, then I will be doing Streamyard, because I can do up to 10. So I need to know how many people are going to be participating so I can send you your invite. That's the most important thing. If you want to do it, you need to give me that information so I can send you your invite. So don't forget that. And with that being said, how many of you, and this is just a rhetorical question, you can answer if you want to, how many of you have gotten your design? Have you decided what it's going to be? I know last week it was going to be, so many was doing the North Pole. And for you, Eve, we're doing a Sew Along project designed by Juju's Christmas tree skirt. Now, don't ask me why we were crazy enough to pick this project, because this is a massive, massive undertaking. But we're going to do it. And we have 10 weeks that we're working on this project. Everybody voted and said that's what they wanted to do, so that's what we're going to do. But we have to be prepared. So last week it was either going to be, some people were doing the nativity, which there are no appliques, and then some of us was doing the North Pole, which there are appliques. I'm doing the North Pole. I have all of my stuff. I have my material. I have my batting. I have my SF 101 thread, everything. Your poly mesh stabilizer. I have all of that. So you guys, if you haven't gotten it yet, you need to get it, because it's just a week from tomorrow when we actually go live on the project. The other thing is, as I mentioned, is to be prepared, have your stuff cut out. Now, those of you that are doing the Christmas tree North Pole, Becky Thompson from Power Tools with Thread has a two-part video that shows how she did the In the Hoop North Pole Christmas tree skirt from Designed by Juju, which I'm doing and several other people are doing. And it is an excellent tutorial video. I highly recommend that you watch it and watch it again, because there's a lot of things. It's not hard, it's just a lot to do. One of the tools that she created was this tracker to keep up with your pieces. Because as I mentioned last week, and if you've got your design and you opened it up and you looked at your PDF files and stuff, you have several of them. There's 45 hoopings for all of the skirts, even the nativity. There's 45 hooping. There's 3 parts to each panel, and there's a total of 15 panels. So when it's all said and done and we put the tree skirt together, it's going to be 15 panels, but each panel has 3 parts. You have your top one, your middle, and your end. And all of them are different. Those 3 pieces have to be put together. Then you have to put the 15 pieces together. And then once you do that, of course, you have to put the backing on there. And so that's pretty much the process. All of the instructions are included in the design packet itself. Please look at that. There is a written tutorial that she has provided with this design. And the one for the In the Hoop North Pole has 95 pages. Now, I don't know how many pages it is for the nativity, but I know the one for the North Pole, there's 95 pages that is inclusive of the tutorial, the walkthrough. which I highly recommend you print out and have that available, because I will be using that to 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 do this project. I don't think we can do the project without that tutorial. I did a Kimberbell pillow 2 Christmases ago, and very similar to this uh, Christmas tree skirt as far as the appliques, the pieces, the patching, everything together, and it's a process. And trust and believe, I had to follow that instruction line by line by line by line in order to get it done and get it done properly, which I did. And I told you guys I was going to show it to you. I will show it to you. I keep forgetting about it, but I'm going to show you what my end process, because I was quite happy with how it turned out. It's really cute, but it's work. It's work, and this skirt is going to be work. There's no way around it. We are definitely going to spend the whole entire 10 weeks. That's the other thing, especially for those of us that are doing the North Pole. We are going to have to do more than one night a week. I definitely intend to do more than one night a week, because each applique alone takes anywhere from 45 to 60 minutes. And hi, Marlene, how you doing? Each applique takes anywhere from 45 to 60 minutes to stitch out. So not applique, but the design. Some of them are appliques, some of them are not. But the designs are going to take a long time to stitch out. We're doing a 2 hour window every Wednesday. So that means we may get two done. And even at 2 times 10 is just 20. That's just halfway through. So with that being said, we're going to have to pump it up. I'm going to do, for me, at least twice a week. Now, I'm not saying anybody has to do that. That's just what my plans are, because, I don't work outside the home. So I'll have time to do more, and I'm going to do more. Anybody else that wants to do more with me and wants to be on a one-on-one or two-on-two, or however we do it, just let me know and we can figure out how to work that out. But that's not a requirement for the sew along. That's just something that I'm going to do. And my suggestion and recommendation is that those of us that are doing the North Pole definitely plan on doing more than one 2 hour session a week, so we can get done hopefully close to the same time. Hi, Bill. Hi. Thanks for dropping by. So that's what I'm going to do. And what else did I want to cover? Somebody said, Karen, Tisha, you say you saw her video and that's what made me purchase the pack. Okay, so you did that. And Robin, you watched both of her videos on it and you printed out the tracker too. Okay, and Karen, you forgot your phone number, so make sure you do that. Tisha, you're doing the North Pole. Karen, you're doing the North Pole. I'm doing the North Pole. Robin, you're doing the North Pole. Okay, so we got quite a few people doing the North Pole, and I know there are people that are doing the uh, the nativity. And okay, what's going to happen in Mississippi in April of next year? And where in Mississippi? Because I'm interested. I don't know what it is, but I'm interested. um, what? Karen, I just need to pick up the SF 101 that Becky showed. It is on 50%. Yep, it's a 50. That is 50% off at Joann's. That's where I got mine. If you order it, it's 50% off. If you buy it in the store, I think it was 40% off if you use the coupon. Anyway, I got my batting and I got my SF 101. Um, and I saved money. I saved money. The other thing is I bought my Christmas material from, last week before I left, the Christmas material at Joann was running at $12.95 a yard with a 30% discount. and they had some cute fabric that you might be interested in. But someone had mentioned to check out Hobby Lobby, which I did yesterday because I wanted to go to the expo first to see what they had. Wasn't Didn't find anything, so I went yesterday and I saw some fabric there, and they had their Christmas fabric 50% off, and their fabric was running $7.99 a yard. So needless to say, I saved quite a bit of money getting my fabric from Hobby Lobby. So I'm ready, and I think I have everything I need. Just a few little small notions that Becky Thompson recommended, like the curb pins and stuff like that to pin your batting and all of that stuff when you get ready to do the stitching and stuff. Little things like that. But the big things I've already done. Um, And Robin, you had to order everything online. I got your fabric from Etsy. Yeah, a lot of times you can find really pretty fabric off of Etsy. And Bill, you went to a sewing expo today in Punta Gorda and met Richard Thorpe and Pam Mack. Who is Richard Thorpe and Pam Mackey? That Pam name sounds familiar. Oh, Latasha, Everything Embroidery Market. I saw something earlier. That sounds very interesting. Everything Embroidery Market. I got something. If I'm not mistaken, I did get something. I got some email. Biloxi, Mississippi. Okay. I might have to look into that in April. Who all's going? Let me know. Let me know. Drop me a line. Let me know who's thinking about going to that because I'm interested. And Karen, you said what batting did you get? Whatever was on sale. I don't remember what it was. I got the twin size because I wanted to make sure I had enough. They said you could get the crib or twin size. And since I'm doing the 6 by 10 size, I got the crib size because I wanted to make sure that I had enough of everything. So I got that. And Bill, you said the baby lock, those are the baby lock educated. Okay, that's good. That was good. And Latasha, you're planning on being there. So good. I am going to look into that because I definitely want to go to something that is more geared towards embroidery. I think I would definitely have to have more money because I'm gonna go up in there and be spending money like I'm working. But hopefully to find something that I just thought that I was going to get bargains. That's what I thought. I was um, disappointed that I didn't get bargains because I went there with the thought in mind that I was going to get bargains, and that didn't happen. So that was unfortunate. But what can I say? And Karen, you said you made the design by Juju Scarecrow and thought uh, you had used thin enough but had issues. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a friend that wants to do the scarecrow. Is it the scarecrow or the nutcracker? But anyway, I'm not trying to do any more project. I have a project that I do need to do. I need to do that rope bowl, and I may be working on the rope bowl this week. I need to do that, but I know I have to focus my mind on this project because I've been thinking about it for a while, and I want to make sure that I have everything lined up the way it needs to be, that I have cut out everything that I need to cut out. And Becky does suggest that you cut out all of your stabilizer. Now, she cuts her fabric as she goes. I haven't decided if I want to cut my fabric as I go or cut my fabric ahead of time or how I'm going to do this. Um, so I got to make up my mind on that. But what I do know is that preparation is key. If we're going to work together as a team, and that's what the sew along is, so we everybody does not have to be on the same pace because we all don't have the same skill. So that part I understand. But the sew along purpose, the way I see it, is that we're working together as a group to assist each other. People have questions to, the camaraderie, of course, but also to be able to answer questions. How do you do this? What did you do? And all of that kind of stuff, and just kind of move along um, in that nature and figure out how to do something. If that works good for you, then we're going to try to do that. If it works, if I come up with an idea, then share it and so forth and so on. And that's what I think is going to be the best way to do this. So I'm going to have to make up my mind as I print out everything and look at everything, if I'm going to cut my fabric prior to, cut my fabric as I go. But I am going to have my stabilizer cut out and my batting cut out. I probably will have my fabric cut out, but I'm not going to make that decision tonight. I'll make that decision before the week is out how I'm going to do that. But by next Tuesday, when I do my live on Tuesday, I'll let you all know what I've decided to do. And Bill is great. We went a couple of years ago and stayed at the Palace Casino, no smoking there. And Lisa Shaw does great. Oh, 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 I would love to go and see Lisa Shaw in person because she's the Embrilliance queen. If you don't get Embrilliance information out of her, yeah, I would love to go to something and see Lisa Shaw up front and personal. That's pretty cool, Bill. That was pretty cool. And Margot, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. And hope you all had a nice day. Welcome back home to everyone that went to the quilt event last week. Thank you. We had a wonderful time. Watch the replay to see all of the stuff that I talked about, and also the pictures that I showed and everything from the replay, from the expo, and also that little 6-minute video that I did while we were at the restaurant, if you haven't seen it already. And Robin, you said you're using the Pelon Natural Touch 80/20 no, what is that? No something needle punch batting, and it's very thin. I use this for my in the hoop project. I did not get that. Um, Leslie Becky Thomas cuts out everything for the tree skirt. Well, on her video, she cut out the batting and she cut out the stabilizer, but she cut her fabric out as she went, and I wasn't really feeling that too much, so I'm leaning towards cutting all my stuff out prior to. But you got to keep everything organized and together. That's another thing that you need to make sure that you have everything organized and put together because, as I mentioned, it's 3 pieces per panel and it's 15 panels. That's where the 45 hooping comes from. And Leslie, you're going to do the nativity, as I can't purchase anything until after October the 22nd. Okay, that's fine. You can catch up. And Karen, you say you'll check out that. I'm assuming you're going to check out the batting, and you already have the nativity tree skirt. And Robin, you're using sticky notes. You're using sticky notes to label everything. She writes on the back of her stuff with a some type of pen. I don't remember exactly what she said she was using, but she actually marks on each one, which I may do that way. That way I know it's not going to fall off. You could always pin it on. That would work. I don't have any sticky notes, so I think I'm going to use the numbering system like she used. She numbers hers to coordinate with everything, and that's how she keeps all of hers organized. And Margot, you said you did see the video on Friday with me and Jeanette. Jeanette did her live and I did a live. Jeanette's live is 16 minutes, mine is 6. So yeah, it was very impromptu, but we did want to reach out to all of you guys while we were there to let you know that we were there and thinking about all of you and the fact that we were having a wonderful time and want you guys to be there next time. And all of you that are able. And I know you can't travel from here, there, and everywhere to come. So, and I know I have people all over the place. So, those that are close enough to come by, that would be really great. And Leslie, you said you made New York beauty blocks and wrote on the blocks with a Sharpie. And Karen bought some zipper pouches for kids, large size notebook. I'm going to use those from the Dollar Tree and Walmart and had something very similar I picked up too. When I did, you just reminded me, and I still have them. When I did the pillow, the Kimberbell pillow that had a lot of parts, I used Ziploc bags. I don't know how many Ziploc bags, and I still, I kept them. I don't know how many I had or needed, but I put all my pieces, each piece that went together, I ziplocked it together and I marked on the Ziploc bag what it was. You know how they have that space that you can write on with a Sharpie. I just remember that's what I did. You made me think about that when you mentioned zipper pouches. I use Ziploc bags and which I think is relatively inexpensive. If you buy a box of Ziploc bags, it's got at least 45 in there. Then you got all the bags that you need. And it's something that you can keep for your next project because that's what I did. The only issue is I got to remember and find out where I put them. I know they're here. I saw them when I moved here into this room. So I've stuck them somewhere. I will be digging through here tomorrow to find them because I just realized and remembered that's what I did. I bought the Ziploc bags, and that's how I organize all my stuff. So that's probably would be my go-to plan this time is to put each piece, the panels together, all the pieces of the panel that go together in that Ziploc bag because that's what I did. I cut the stuff up and put it in the Ziploc bag. So when I got ready for that piece, I could just pull it out and do what I had to do. And then I stuck it back in there until I was ready to put everything together. So that is what I'm going to do. And Robin, I use Ziploc bags for big quilts to keep pieces straight. And Leslie, it was fun, and you got next to sit. Yep, you sit next to me. That was a lot of fun, a lot of fun. Yeah, sure. I did that with Kimberbell Christmas bench pillow a couple of years ago. Worked great. That's what I had, a Kimberbell Christmas bench pillow. That's what I made a couple of years ago, and I used the Ziploc bags to do that. So that's the biggest project that I've done with multiple pieces and stuff, and that worked out fine for me. So that's just a thought if anybody is interested in that. Because you do need to figure out a way to keep everything organized and in place so you won't get your pieces mixed up. Now, with the North Pole, you can arrange some of your pieces the way you want them, but I think there's at least 8 panels that have to be in order because you have Santa Claus and his reindeer, and they have to be in concession with each other. So you're going to have to make sure that those are definitely kept together and done consecutively. So when you put everything together, they're going to all fit. And the fact that um, the seam allowances are important. And when you're cutting your fabric out, and I can't remember what it is, I think it's more than a quarter of an inch. So I want to say it's a half inch that they allow. But your seam allowances are very important when you're cutting out. Do not forget that, to make sure if you do your pre-cut that you make sure you have your seam allowances on all edges so you can put it together, because when you get ready to piece all the pieces together, you're going to have to line we're going to have to line up these pieces very exact, especially with the North Pole, and especially when you're doing the reindeers, because they have the reindeer rein, the the horse rein, and those little lines, they have to match up so it looks like one straight line going across. So it won't be just a tad off here and a tad off there, and look and be looking obvious. Now, if it messes up, it messes up. It doesn't matter. It's yours. You can do it however you want to. But that's just a recommendation. And Becky does tell you how to do that. She's very precise in her video. So I recommend that everybody look at that video. Now there are a couple of videos out there as well with people how they did the nativity. If anybody wants to, I would just recommend that you Google the Design by Juju nativity Christmas tree skirt and pull up some of those videos if you want to see how to do that. Uh, Leslie, you said they sell the huge storage bags at the Dollar Tree, large and medium. Put all the items for your projects in separate bags. Yeah. And then Leslie, you got the ruler that Becky talked about in her video. You know, what is that? Ruler by Ruler by George, or Trimmer something by George. I thought about getting it, but the reason I didn't get it mainly is because you got to get, and I don't know if you have done it or you are aware of it, but they also say you have to get the 60 millimeter um, rotary cutter, and I don't have a 60 millimeter rotary cutter, and I just bought a rotary cutter that I saw at the expo. Just bought it, ordered it rather. I don't want to turn around and have to order another or buy another rotary cutter. But they say you need the 60 millimeter. I only had the 45. That was one of the main reasons why I chose not to get that ruler. Now I am getting some rulers because I got them in my cart. The quilting squares and stuff. But I tell you what, I hesitated. I just remembered the reason I hesitated, and I don't know whoever did the Kimberbell, Karen, you did the Kimberbell last year. I bought those Kimberbell rulers, those orange rulers. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the Kimberbell orange rulers. I bought those for that particular project, and I think those rulers will work for this project as well. So I got to find them too. They're here. They're in this little room somewhere. I stuck them in a hole somewhere. So I'm going to be digging out and pulling stuff out tomorrow. But I have the ruler, the Kimberbell rulers, and I think they will work. And Leslie, you said you got the ruler and you have the 60 millimeter um, um, ro- rotary blade as well as the alpha ruler. I don't know what that is. Alpha ruler. But yeah, Becky uses a lot of different stuff, and she has links to the things that she has used in her description, and you can go onto her Amazon store and see the things that she has recommended. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to buy these things. You don't have to have them. You can use what you have. And if you are a quilter, you probably already have most of these things. And I'm saying that because what I have discovered, just as it was with the pillow, This is not an inexpensive project. I've already spent over $100. Now, that to me ain't cheap. $100 is $100. And this project, when you add up all your fabric and your batting and your SF 101, and if you got a ruler, if you got the safety pin, whatever it is that you got, and you keep adding that stuff up, you're $100 or more. And so it is not an inexpensive project. So don't go buy stuff just because it's on her video and she uses it and you think you have to have it. It sounds good, it looks good. That trimmer by George or whatever the name of it is looks very interesting and good to use. And I would like to have one, but I'm not going to get one now. I'll probably get it down the road. You have the trimmer by George, and that's great for these projects. Marlene says that. That's good, but I also have the Kimmerbell rulers, and I think that's going to be great too, because they worked out fine for me when I did my Kimmerbell project. And I know it does slightly different, but the main thing that I got out of the trimmer by George, and if you haven't seen the video, you'll look at the video and you know what we're talking about. It allows you to cut the stabilizer without cutting the fabric, and it makes that easy. It's all well and good. Makes it look neat and clean and professional. That's all well and good. But it's not something that you have to have. You can do that with a ruler. You can do that with a regular ruler. The trimmer by George just makes it a lot easier and a lot neater. And again, it looks like a notion that I might buy down the line, but I'm not going to get it because that meant I was going to have to spend the money for it and for the rotary cutter. And you're up in the price again, 60, 70, whatever it was, because that thing wasn't cheap. So that's a lot of money. As a quilter, I have both sizes of rotary cutters as well as the small 28 millimeter for the smaller places you have to cut. Got them when Hancock was in around and they had sales and coupons. And Hancock's been gone a minute. I'm not a quilter, that's why I don't have them. I did not know until I think the other day, excuse me, an excuse to have wine. I didn't know until the other day that there were so many different size rotary cutters. I saw this cute little bitty one. I didn't know that because I'm not a quilter, but now I know. Now, as far as applique scissors and all of that, like Robin used to applique scissors help you not cut the fabric, all of that. And see, I have applique scissors. That is something that an embroiderer has to have is good applique scissors, which I do. I've invested in those things. I have not invested in a lot of different kinds of rulers, which I know you have to have as a quilter. So those of you that have these things and all of that, that's great. And it's good to let us know about them. And as we're doing our sew along and you show us how to use them and everything, that's going to be great. Those of us that want to buy them can or get them later or whatever. I just want to make sure everybody is aware that um, don't make this project more expensive than it needs to be unless this is something that you're comfortable with. Because I want this to be fun. I don't want this to be a burden for anybody. I want everything to be fun and for all of us to have a good time. And again, like I said, $100+ is not an inexpensive project. And this is definitely $100+ project that we're working on right now. If you look at all of the stuff that you have to buy and that you've already purchased, you've spent some money. And if you haven't gotten your Christmas tree, if you haven't gotten your Christmas material yet, just think about 4, 5, 6 yards of material at $12 a pop ain't cheap. And then you got to get the backing too. So if you buy material that's $12 or $13 a yard without a coupon, you spending some money. Get get a coupon. Buy your stuff from someplace where you can get a discount because yeah, just do that. I chose to go to Hobby Lobby, and I think this Tisha Banks was the one that told me to check out Hobby Lobby before I bought anything else. And I'm glad she did because I went to Hobby Lobby. I saw some things that I liked, and I liked the price. I saw a few bolts of material at Joann that I liked, not a lot, but a few. And even at the 30% off, I was willing to do that had I not seen what I liked at Joann at Hobby Lobby. But even still, at $12.95, I think it was $12.95 a yard with 30% off. That still was going to be a lot of money. That still was going to be quite a lot of money. And Robin, I make do with what I have. You don't have to have expensive stuff to get it done. I spend money on fabric and thread. Yeah. And that's it. You have to know. And being an embroiderer, that's where I spend my money at. I spend my money on thread, stabilizers, and blanks. That's where my money goes. Stabilizers, thread, and blanks and bobbins. And so I don't accumulate a lot of fabric because I'm not a sewist and I'm not a quilter. So I don't accumulate a lot of yardage of fabric. I have fabric, but not yardage of fabric. I have fat quarters and stuff like that that's left over from the face mask days, um, when I went crazy and bought a whole bunch of fabric and stuff. But as far as yardage, I don't have a lot of that. And I don't have stuff sitting around because, oh, this is pretty. Let me get 2 yards of this or 4 yards of this or whatever, whatever. I have a few of those, but not a lot. I don't have a Christmas fabric stash. I have some Christmas material, but it's big enough to make mug rubs and stuff. Nothing that would make what we're doing here. So I had to go find yardage of Christmas material and did not realize that it cost so much until I started looking for it. I was like, oh my goodness. I didn't know it cost that much. And Leslie, you said last year you had a vendor at the Sewing Expo that had two smaller size duck bill applique scissors, and you got them, and you got the Ginger scissors at Joann with coupons and lucked out with 60% off. Well, see, I've done that. I've gotten, like I said, I didn't mention scissors, but those are part of my repertoire. The stuff that I gather. I got a whole box full of scissors. So I got scissors. Because you got to be able to cut your stuff, and you got to cut you got to cut. So I got applique scissors, I got the curved ones, and all of that kind of stuff. Duck bills, I got the whole 9 yards. I got those kinds of things. I just don't have these rulers and trimmers, and I do have rotary cutters, but I don't have a 60. All my rotary cutters are 45. I don't have the 28. I don't have the itty bitty ones. I don't have those because I never knew they existed, number one, and two, that I would need them. But I did get those orange rulers from Kimberbell, which weren't inexpensive either, because I got both sets. I think it's two size sets, and I got both sets. And when I was doing that pillow thing, and that's why I'm thinking I don't need any more rulers because I think those are going to work. I think, but I will see if I'm right. I think they're going to work. If not, then I do have some quilter rulers in my Amazon cart that I will get. And I think I'll be fine. And Leslie, you say you got quite a few supplies over time and have paper, fabric, scissors, and don't mix them both. Me too. I That's another thing, embroiderers do that, or anybody that sews. You don't use the same scissors. Your fabric scissors is precious. Don't touch my fabric scissors. They from my fabric, and I have a couple of pair of those that I don't do anything but cut fabric with. Then of course I have a pair of scissors that I cut in and everything with, and that's kind of how I roll with that. So let me re-emphasize to everybody that's participating, please get me your information. And if at all possible, I would like to have it tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. No later than Friday. Because I that's the deadline. Friday is the deadline because I need to have time. No, I'm not going to make Friday the deadline. I'm going to make Thursday the deadline. I'd like to have it by tomorrow for sure, Wednesday. Thursday is the deadline because we're going to do it Wednesday. I need to know for sure how many people so I can send your invite out so I can make sure that I'm going to be using the right medium, whether I'm going to use Zoom or I'm going to use Streamyard. And if I'm using Zoom, you guys are going to have the Zoom info and put that app on your computer and or phone or whatever you're planning on using. And so you can do that. But either way it goes, I have to send you an invite. You can't get on without the invite. Now, I know there were a few of you that said you can't participate because of the time frame, which the time frame, remember, we start on the 11th, which is next Wednesday. It's going to be from 7 to 9 p.m. And every Wednesday for 10 weeks. We may add two on if needed, and everybody agrees. That's the particular. Those are the particulars. And those of you that cannot meet that criteria, fine. You said that you want to participate, but you want to watch the rerun. Since it's going to be private and not for the public, you won't be able to watch a rerun of it without an invite where I can send you the ability to do that. So I still need your information. And I need you to let me know whether you're going to do live or you're going to do the replay. So let me recap. I prefer having your email and phone number, but at least minimally your email. I need to know if you're going to do live or replay. And I need you to make sure that you have all of your materials and that you have at least your batting and your stabilizer cut out each night. Now, if you don't cut it all out ahead of time, that's all on you. But as long as you're ready for that particular night so we can move through, and I don't think we're going to get more than two done max. If you're doing a nativity, you may get more. Now, I know some of you are going to be doing it on a single needle machine, which again is a different situation because even if you're doing a nativity and you're doing it on a single needle machine, you probably will be slower than those of us that are doing it on a multi-needle machine. Those of us that are doing the North Pole, if you're doing it on a multi-needle machine, it's going to go quicker, but it's still going to take a lot of time. If you're doing the North Pole on a single needle machine, keep in mind that's even more time because of the thread changes. So those are all of the parameters and things that you need to think about. So we got a lot of moving parts here, but that's all fine. We all gonna get along, and it's all gonna work out, and we're all gonna support each other. But I just want everybody to be aware of what it is that we're up against, what it is that we're doing, and um, I know it's going to be successful. I'm not going to say I hope. I know it's going to be successful because we're going to fellowship and have a good time. And so, with that being said, that means that regardless of whether we have a boo boo or not, it's still going to be successful. Um, and you can always fix the boo boo. Everything does not have to be done on the line. Whatever needs to be corrected, caught up, or whatever, that can be done on your own time, at your own pace. And then we come back to next week and move on. Because I know for a fact myself, uh, I'm not a quilter. I don't think this is going to be anything that's going to be, it's tedious, but I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to be difficult to do. I've read enough about it. And like I said, I did that bench pillow, and it's very similar to that as far as the process is concerned. And it was fun. I enjoyed it. Me and Andrea did it together over the phone. We didn't even have a live. We were just talking on the phone, and we did it together over the phone, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. So I know this is going to be even more fun, where we can actually see each other and talk to each other. So I am looking forward to that. So I don't have. Oh, I know what I was going to mention. I'm going to mention it real quickly. Those of us that have brother machines, and specifically those of us that have the 1055X, an update came out. I got an email today, so there is a current update that came out. It's for the PR680W and the 1055X. So you might want to check your email to see if you got that. Also, I don't know how many of you have the um, app Artspira, Artspira. This is a brother specific app. Now they have the Artspira uh, Plus now that has has a subscription, and the subscription is $12.95 a month. And it says that you um, portrait conversion turns portraits into poster style drawings, digitizing, watch images digitized right before your eyes, and then you get unlimited access to all magazines and projects. Now they have um, a free version, and then they have the subscription. The free version of Art Spira, which is Brothers app, 500 embroidery, 500 cutting files, and 100 plus printing designs. You get 10 embroidery, 10 cutting, and 10 printing fonts. And I think this is monthly, I think. And save 20 designs in Art Spira Cloud Storage. And you have access to line art tracing and one free Art Spira magazine per month. That's your free app, which I have the free app, and I've had the free app for a while, but I have to be honest about I've never used it. Never used it at all. I I I, I just haven't really been interested in it. The Art Spirits Plus subscription, which again is $12.99 a month, you have access to 7,000 embroidery, 3,000 cutting, and 1,500 plus printing designs, 30 embroidery, 30 cutting, and 30 printing fonts. You can save 100 designs to the Art Spirit cloud storage, and you can access line art tracing, photo digitizing, cross stitching, portrait conversion, and unlimited access to all Art Spirit magazines. And you can import external files for embroidery. Well, not just embroidery, external files, and it just has a whole list of it with the PNG, the SPGs, the SVGs, the DSTs, the PES, and all of that, a whole bunch of stuff. And my understanding about this app is that it works is beneficial, I think, mainly if you have a brother machine and a brother scanning cut, because I think it puts a lot of emphasis on what the scanning cut does and how it works with your embroidery. And then, a lot of people use it for their HTV and stuff like that. So I just wanted to let people know that that came out. I got my message about this today. If it's something that you're interested in, but specifically if you have the 1055X embroidery machine or the PR680W, there is an update out there. Um, Leslie, Robin, I have straightened my soul. Yeah, me too. And Marlene, where do we send our info, please? Community page, my channel. Well, actually, no. I gave the email address last week, so let me give it again this week. Sorry about that, you guys. Send it to my email. Or you can put well, no, don't put all of that personal information on my community page. Send your personal information to my email. I kept telling everybody to send it to me, and I forgot to put that up because I remember I put it up last week, so I just forgot. Sorry about that. I have a great evening and week. Thank you for sharing your time. You're welcome. Thank you, Jenny. Good night. And anybody that's looking at the replay here, my email address is at the end. So if you forgot, since I forgot to put it up there, I should have put it up there at the very beginning and forgot because it just didn't dawn on me. It didn't dawn on me, I can't remember everything. But thanks for asking because I did not remember that I didn't put it up there today. I did put it up last week. Where is where is that email put here? Where? I just put the email up. Did you not see it, uh, Karen? But Karen, I do I not already have your information? I thought I did. I thought, where is that email? No, I don't see it. I think you said you did. I just did it again. So just look down the chat to the very end. You should see it. Let me know. Let me do a banner just in case. Mm. Okay, I just put my email up. It's going across the ticker tape at the bottom of the screen. So hopefully you can see that. Let me know if you don't see it. Hopefully you guys can see my email. Everybody should be able to see it now because I have it going across the screen underneath me. So you should see it. Okay. That is the email address for anybody else that may need it. Those of you that are looking at it and watching from YouTube and Facebook out there in the stratosphere and you're interested, my email is going across the ticker tape. So hopefully you all have it. And that's all I have for tonight. So if you didn't get it or you don't see it or whatever, look at the replay, especially towards the end because it is going across the ticker tape. And there it is. And just send me your info. And I only see, well, Thursday is the deadline because I got to get these invites out. And the reason I need to do it early is because I need to make sure that they are working. So when I send you the invite out, I'm going to send a test out to somebody just to make sure that it's working and everything because I don't want anybody to miss out because I sent out a bad link or something. So I need to have time to get all the bugs out. That's pretty much what I'm trying to do. I want everybody that needs to be reached, and that it works so we'll all be able to get on. And our start time will be 7 p.m. on the 11th. So with that being said, I am going to go ahead and sign off and say good night to everybody. Thank you for stopping in. As usual, please give me a thumbs up, share this video, hit the notification bell, and I will talk to you guys next Tuesday night. And I will be reaching out to all of the rest of you that send me your personal information. I will be reaching out to you to confirm that I have it and that you're on my list. So I will be talking to you guys soon. So you guys have a wonderful night and you guys take care. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.